Hey everyone, what's going on? Today we are doing Viridian Rise. In order to get into Viridian Rise, you have to do flagging. Check out my video linked above for that. There are 3 kill tasks in Viridian Rise, so right when you get in, you're going to talk to these 3 statues. Brolegia's Marker, which is a kill task for 10 and Ekshay. Angasilu's Marker, I don't understand how to say names, for a Wasp kill task, and Swift's Marker for a Zephyr kill task, which I guess I'm already at 10 out of 10, but regardless. Now, Viridian Rise is a series of levels 1 through 6, and you start at level 1, you have to get through to level 6 to complete it. You will encounter some really hard monsters who have charge up effects. What I like to do when I go through is, especially solo, try to fight single monsters at a time whenever I can. We'll start with this Zephyr by itself. Summoning is very useful in this area just for the sake of drawing aggro from the monsters. Dispel gems are super useful to get rid of vulns because these guys hurt pretty badly. And then what you're going to do is you're going to loot them, and you want one person in your group, regardless of how many people you have, to loot. And they're going to loot these Viridian essences. You need 10 for most levels. There are some exceptions. However, if you have lockpick, which I do, you can reduce the number of essences that you need to advance to the next level. There are certain skill breakpoints for how useful lockpick is. So if you have 500 lockpick, it reduces it to 7 essences. And then the next breakpoint is 550, which goes down to 6 essences, 565 for 5 essences, and 575 for 4 essences. So you can get that with trained lockpick if you have a legendary lockpick item and a lockpicker's golem. My golem is not complete and I don't have legendary lockpick, so I need to get 7 on this character. Now, if you die while you're going through a level, all of your essences are going to be lost, because whenever you go back through the statue to enter the area, it takes all of your essences regardless of how many you have. So just keep that in mind. The person who is looting, you really want to avoid dying. There's the respawn, which can easily kill you. Now, I have 2 bows for this area. One that is defender tinkered, and one that is offensively tinkered, which has an Ekshay Slayer on it. Acid is the damage type of choice. Oh my goodness. Once you have as many Viridian essences as you need, so for me it's 7, you're going to want to find an ancient statue of the Viridian Rise, which are static throughout each level, that is glowing blue. So there's one over there that is not glowing blue. This one is, so when you use this statue, it will summon a portal, Viridian Portal. When you go through, you're going to get some infused amber shards, which are how you get your rewards for doing this. Kind of like an alt currency, but not quite. And you're going to get a key. So that one is a Viridian key of the second portal. So now when you're at the beginning, you can hand this key to the very first statue that normally lets you into level 1, and it will portal you to level 2 instead. These keys last for 4 hours and 10 minutes, I guess. And they're very useful because what you really want in these areas is to find the rare spawns. There are 4 different rare spawns, and they're only on a 4-hour timer, so you can come through a couple of times after one complete run and maybe find the bosses more than once, which is super useful. Okay, so we're on level 2 now. Here's a Guardian Wisp. Wisps always drop 3 essences, so they're a very good find. I find that they're weak to either lightning or slash. So there's the level up effect. That means that they're going to do some kind of powerful ability usually. Although the Wisp ability is not as bad as some of the other ones. And then when the wisps die, they leave behind this, like, acid. Oh, and it's just, I'm in it apparently, even though it doesn't look like it. And it deals like 100 damage a tick. So the monsters can also drop the ambers, which is very nice. Little bonus. Okay, here's an Oaken Guardian. This is another really good monster to fight. They are weak to fire, and they also always drop 3 essences. And they release a deadly shockwave run, which will definitely one-hit you if you are bludgeoned and just stand there and take that. You will die. Okay, we've got our 7 again. So now I don't see the blue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run around the area. You can see it's kind of you can see the pattern of where you can run, where it's bordered by trees and you can't run. And I have this fiery remains in my V-Sense. So that's the blue fire that nestles on top of the statue. So if you find that one, then you just have to remember to use the statue and not the fiery remains. Now you can use this edge here so the monsters can't get at you if you're fighting a group, or sometimes I do that with Gromnies. That can be a pain. But for one and Nexo should be fine. I think this is one of the best models in the game. I think they look freaking awesome. And there's their Deadly Lightning Ring, one of the more dangerous effects. There it is again, with the level up effect. Like how they make the golem sound effects. And that's what's dangerous about VR. I mean, a lot of stuff is dangerous about VR, but I'm running through, there's no monsters, and then stuff just spawns on top of you, and you can just get swamped. So you just have to kind of be prepared for these occurrences. All right, that's our 7th one. Okay, so the fire remains are on the other side of this wall. There it is. I also like to have Viridian Portal in my vSense so that you can just click on it in vSense and then very quickly go through. So this is level 4. Level 4 is a little bit different. It's kind of like a 4A and a 4B. And you can see over here, there's this very cool, I don't know why I ran to that side of the tree. You can see there's this very cool stone bridge. So right now the left side of the bridge is like I would call 4A and the right side is 4B. So there's a statue on this side of the bridge and you need to get 20 essences that's not reduced by lockpick to open a portal to the other side, or you can jump across the bridge, which is what we are going to do. So if you have a large group, I do recommend killing. If you're by yourself or, you know, with like one other player, I think it's more efficient to jump. Now there are some videos you can find of people doing full power jumps to the other side. I prefer to do a bunch of little shift jumps because that's just how I'm familiar with doing this. But by all means, do whatever you're most comfortable with. So using my method, it's basically just a bunch of tap shift jumps from stone to stone. Some of the stones are connected and you don't even have to jump. And some of them are a little bit further away, so you're just going to want to give it a little bit more power. But for the most part, it's just the shortest tap jump that you can find. There's some more that are connected, which is nice. And then when you get to about here, depending on your jump skill, you can just run forward and do a full power jump onto the side, and you should make it no problem. So now you just want to be careful not to die. It's not a huge deal, but if you do die here, you have to do those jumps again. There's no shortcut to get back here. Even if you do the statue and pay the essences to go across, you still have to redo it if you die on this side. Where did that guy come from? He wasn't there before. Just casually hits you for 180. So the monsters here also have a mechanic called Overpower, which means they have a chance, based on their Overpower rating, which this guy's is 20%, to just completely ignore any of your defensive stats. So for instance, no matter what my melee D is with this guy, he's got a 20% chance to hit me. And he just hits me for 200 casually. So it's just something you have to be careful of, especially fighting the Gromnies. They hit super hard. Okay, got our 7. There's the fire remains. Okay, so now we're at the drop for 5, which is open, and you're kind of in the middle of the area. You're here, and this is all level 5. It's, I think, one of the most dangerous ones, maybe the most dangerous one. So you just have to be careful what you pull. Oh, that guy's on the other side of the wall. That's funny. Oh no, not the dangerous gas. Okay, we need 3 more. We've got 4. Let's backtrack. Little penguin. Respawn in the middle of a fight, always fun. But we have 7, so we can just dip out of here. Oh, and the statue moved to be right here, which is super convenient. So sometimes it works out for you. Just gonna get out of dodge. Alright, so now we are on the 6th level. So if you're playing on a retail server, there's not going to be any reward for completing this level, except that you get to go to the end. You can see the center here with this awesome giant Daru tree. And I guess theoretically you can jump from here to this log bridge, but I've never seen it accomplished, even with like max jump. On Levistras, there is some custom content that rewards you 20 ambers for completing this level, and you need 20 without lockpicks. I think I need 15 with my lockpick, and it can probably be reduced further. Alternatively, you can pop a portal gem, which can be received by killing one of the bosses. They typically drop a number of portal gems. Need to get an AR lightning bow or CS lightning bow. Be a lot faster. But still not too bad. I died in the beginning and then not again on the entire run. And it's taken me about 30 minutes to complete all the levels up to 6. So typically, if you're on a retail server, I would say at this point you could just complete your kill tasks. I also recommend running through this level at the very least to see if there are any rare bosses. Another thing that I know is pretty popular and works pretty well in terms of getting the rare bosses is to run around the outside of the Viridian Rise. And you can sometimes find the bosses that way and then just pull them to the wall and then kill them from there. Definitely a good way to do it, especially if you're a melee character that can just fight through the wall. Wow, and there it goes. There's a Wind Fury that spawned right next to me. That's convenient. That's one of the rare bosses. So we'll be, at the very least, coming back for that, if not going straight to it. So as you can see, it's just a next-gen storm, whatever they're called, but with 80,000 health. So it's lightning ring. There we go, as debuffed as I can get him. Especially with the summons, I want him super debuffed so my summon can hit him, so I debuff his weapon. Everything that affects his melee defense. And Imp and Bulm, and Fester just in case. But it's going pretty quick already because the summon's hitting. Now, these guys drop a ton of their trophies, so feel free to, like, let anybody know that you're doing it. I think they might drop, like, 20. It's a lot that they drop. Alright, there it is. Got rid of the last of my Vitae. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. They drop sometimes the portal gems. They can drop the infused amber. And then they drop a special essence, which is Essence of Wind Fury, which is on a 4-hour timer. And they drop, how many did they drop? They drop 18, so enough for 2 full fellowships. And they also drop a bunch of Viridian essences. So a great way to get those. He dropped 10 Viridian essences. Now we only need 5 more to get through to the end, or we could just pop the portal gem. Alright, so that should be my 15. And we're just going to run all the way to the end of the level. There's only 1 statue on level 6. And we're going to use the portal. So again, no key for level 6, and only on Levistras you'll get these 20 Amber Shards. And this is the center of the Viridian Rise with the Dayroot tree, where you would go to do Enlightenment and Rebirth, which you've seen me do a couple of times. Now, if you go in, there's quite a few NPCs. So Berlegia is one of the kill tasks, which we didn't finish. I think we got like 7 out of 10. There's Summer Crown for Paragon weapons. And Gessalus. We finished that one, 5,000 luminance, 80 million experience. A 5-use legendary key. Again, on a normal server, you're going to get 5 aged legendary keys. This is a quality of life update on Levistras, which I think is amazing. And Swift also is going to give you 10 an MMD and a 5-use key. And then there is Curvimtalik. I don't know who came up with these names. So this Gromnitros, I don't know, will take your boss essences and will reward you some luminance, some keys, an MMD, and some amber shards. So you get 40 amber shards for a Wind Fury, 40 for a Nightbriar, which is another Nekshay looking guy, 60 for Norshuntir, which is the tree looking boss, and 80 for Zerzaklir, which is a Gromny looking random spawn boss. And then the real rewards are handing 100 amber shards and getting a random reward back. So war level 2 rings, which is the only way you can get that. Of course, I get like the worst things that you could possibly get, but you can turn them back in for replacement amber shards if you don't want what you receive. And then you can keep doing that until you get something good. So this is at least okay. Empowered Amber Helm of Life, which is a +1 vitality imbue for a helm. So that's going to be it for this video. I don't know. I think this is probably going to be a long one. Hopefully I can get it down in editing. But VR is super fun. It's like one of the most challenging solo places to play. And if you're a good player, it's really, really fun to kind of challenge yourself to hunt out here. So that's going to be it for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please press that like button. Please subscribe to the channel. And thanks for watching.